Chicago Public School Closings 2013 by Leah Jaloski, Miranda Ramsey, and Jake Rourke. On May 22, 2013, the Chicago Board of Education votes to close 50 schools, resulting in a closure of 8% of the city's public schools facilities. Leading up to May 22, 2013. The events leading up to May 22, 2013, Chicago is the third largest school district, which is making it the largest single wave of planned public school closures in the U.S. history. City officials are saying the closing of the schools are necessary because of falling enrollment, improving the educational system, and that this event will help with massive school budgets. All of these reasons are why the board thought closing schools would be beneficial. Other massive school closings happened in Philadelphia, which closed 23 schools in 2013. All across the country, from the old industrial Northeast to the West Coast, through the Midwest, and to major cities in the South, are going through school closures. Studies show that in 2010-2011, there was 1,929 school closings across the country. This number will not stop, according to researchers.
The Chicago Public Schools said they will consolidate underutilized schools and programs to provide students with the quality 21st century education they need to succeed in the classroom. The Chicago Teachers Union opposed, saying that it would disproportionately affect African American students. The Chicago Teachers Union president, Karen Lewis, states, "Closing these schools will not save a significant amount of money, and it will expose students to gang violence and turf wars."
The Chicago mayor states that, "I know this is incredibly difficult, but I firmly believe the most important thing we can do as a city is provide the next generation with a brighter future."
One year after closing 50 schools, the Chicago Public Schools elected to pay for the opening of 7 new charter schools. Enrollment for Chicago schools dropped by an astonishing 3,000 students. The Chicago Public Schools now has 44 vacant buildings with no immediate plans.
Teacher evaluation. Prior to 2012, the Chicago schools used what was known as a checklist system. This system did not have much structure to it, allowing principals to give any evaluation they wanted. The checklist system also had no links with strengths and weaknesses of the teacher. It did not require principals to have substantial pre- or post-observation conferences. In 2012, the Chicago Public Schools began implementing a new teacher evaluation system. This system is known as REACH, which stands for Recognizing Educators Advancing Chicago Students. The implementation began with 300 schools and will be completed by September 2016. The REACH program established the following standards for evaluation. Establish a common definition and standards for teaching excellence. Build principals and or teachers, leaders, expertise in observing and analyzing instruction to support teacher growth. Provide teachers with information and guidance to inform their development. Engage teachers in reflection and self-assessment in regards to their own performance. Differentiate support and accountability for teachers based on their experience and or impact on student learning. Create a culture of continuous improvement among teachers, school leaders, system administrators, and students. There are 3 components that determine teacher performance under REACH. First, teacher practice. Second, student growth. And finally, student feedback. Teacher tenure is an ever-changing factor in today's schools. It also changes based on what state you work in. In Chicago, to be considered for tenure, you must have 4 years of satisfactory work. During the 2013 decision to close 50 schools, The Illinois Supreme Court ruled that teachers with tenure could be placed on the list of potential layoffs. This decision led to a total of 1,289 teachers being laid off of work.
School closings do not only affect the students, they affect the community and the community members. In addition, there are not only negative outcomes due to these closings, there are a lot of positives, such as stronger teacher evaluations and better education for some students. There are many positive effects that can outweigh the negatives seen by the public.